time is it? Every hour is Glaze solo leveling hour. We got solo leveling. Season 2 looks even better from Sinchi. Let's check it out.
This is peak fiction. Thank you, Maple Star, for creating the Stark and Fern Hen. Guys?
Whoa, what? Maple Star. Patreon. Oh. Can you commission? Can you send commissions? Oh.
For creating the Stark and Fern Hen.
Stark and Fern? This so vanilla. You know what I'm gonna commission? Just to make you guys mauled? Denken and Fern. While Stark is tied up and watching. Yep. I'm gonna do it. And you can't stop me.
And guys, the filler videos are here. The low effort episode breakdowns is back.
Let's
Solo
go!
Leveling Season 2 is finally here after a couple of months gap. This season's gonna be more grander. The power scaling, fights, characters. I do think this season will only be one core, so they are probably gonna cliffhang on the you know, Ant-Man arc. It depends if they're
Yeah, a lot of people are trying to like say like, oh my god, are they gonna have, you know, the Jeju Ant raid arc, whatever, you know, the main thing that's been like set up from the beginning that everyone's looking forward to. Don't think it's gonna happen in season 2, right? Just doesn't seem that there's enough time.
There will be a lot of anime original stuff or not. If they adapted the same amount of chapters as season 1, they could finish the Jeju Island arc. I don't see them making a consecutive 2-core anime for season 2 because while yes, Solo Leveling has a decent schedule compared to most Aniplex shows, if it is 2 cores, I don't think it will hold the quality. I mean, just look at Makeine. It seemed like they had a healthy schedule, but behind the scenes there was some production problems and needing.
Oh, there's some shit happening with Fake Strange Fake. An aspect that sadly also becomes relevant with this 5th episode in Makein's poor production schedule. This is not to say that the episode is particularly shoddy. If anything, it's another example of a team we've been calling resourceful for years being forced to make up for yet another instance of bad planning. To be fair though, it's more like another team was made to come help. Literally and figuratively, a fake team at this point. A look at the credits might tell you that quite a few creators and managers from Fate Strange Fake crew appear in this episode. A more attentive one. Especially if you factor, okay, so like, so 2 cores is too much burden. I always love and want 2 core out of shows. But if it means that the quality of, you know, the Jeju Ant raid arc would suffer because we're demanding 2 core, I'll wait a year. I'll wait a fucking year. 2026, January. Why not, right? 2024 January was when season 1 happened. Maybe it's audacious for me to think that we can have, you know, another season of Solo Leveling be ready to go by 2026 January, but I'll wait.
And needing more help from other teams in A1, and Fate Strange Fake has a terrible schedule. The production was probably in limbo for a while after episode 0, but that show has like 2 very talented directors that have big connections in the industry, and also
Enokido. That name is something I'm starting to make a note of recently. Enokido and Shinpei Wada, key animation and director and storyboard. Okay.
big connections in the industry, and also Hakuigo is the Null Phantasm designer. You know, the guy who made some of the best looking anime episodes. Back to Solo Leveling. Episode 1 covered.
Oh, that guy did Mob Psycho. This is Mob Psycho season 2 ending, I think. And then this is obviously Excalibur.
You know,
actually, I don't know what this one is. What is this anime? I actually don't know.
The guy who made.
This is Mob Psycho though, right? Mogami versus Mob. Was this actually Mob? Is this Mob Psycho 2? Maybe I forgot. Shit, I forgot.
You know, the guy who made some of the best looking anime episodes.
Fate Apocrypha. Okay, so it's not Mob. I'm right. Okay. So that's Fate Apocrypha, and Mob Psycho examples.
Back to Solo Leveling. Episode 1 covered chapter 46 to half of chapter 51. There was some stuff that was cut, more so about some scenes being shortened and to the point. I mean, Jinwoo doing setups on a tree was cut. Unfortunate.
They should have 100% animated this, but had his like torso showing. You know what I mean? Like they should have hoard Jinwoo's abs out by having like this like jacket peeled down, and the girls would like peek over and see the abs as he does like sit-ups here. Oh my god, that shit would have gone crazy.
You can just hear the girls fucking screaming like, "Oh my god, Jinwoo!" Also, can we have a round of applause for Chroma Fire being relevant again since Solo Leveling is back?
What is this reference? Sorry, I don't know what this is. Chroma Fire. They love is an author based on Jinzhou. Who is this? Is it a Twitter animator? I don't know. Is it just a mega fan of all these different shows? It's just someone that glazes Solo Leveling on Twitter? Oh, okay. So this is basically like ReZero is like, you know, fucking. Sorry, this is Solo Leveling's Okeanix. Okay, I see.
Back. The team and especially the director, Nakashige, really wanted to add a lot more in the anime compared to the manhwa. I know this anime is more on the novel. For character building and put more care
We need more anime-only Chaheian scenes, bro. More.
on certain events. It was definitely jarring at times, adding original anime scenes that kind of mess with the pacing of an episode, because it was pretty hard to put some added scenes in the anime, because there was no space. But season
Does anyone know if Guildmaster Che's traumatic PTSD moment was anime only or not? Because if that scene was anime only, that shit peak. Remember the one where he's recollecting? It was an anime only scene? That's fucking amazing. That's how you do anime only scenes. That shit came out of nowhere. His traumatic experience off the Jeju Island arc, right? With the flames happening and all his like comrades like dying out and him having regret. Bro, that sequence was so good.
hard to put some added scenes in the anime because there was no space. But season 2, Nakashige said that it had more opportunities to add extra stuff
Nice.
for characters, etc. And also with the chibi funny moments not being present in the anime and making Jinwoo, I guess, less heartless and make him feel more human. Even just adding this
Yeah, like we saw the webtoon versus anime portrayals of Chung Jin-woo. Well, just the whole overall chapter. The webtoon, the manhwa, really makes him more human, way more expressive, less aura, minus aura, right? In the anime, A1 Pictures is just fucking aura farming with Sung Jin-woo. He's just a stoic, cold dude.
and make him feel more human. Even just adding this little smile about hearing his sister doing well in school that wasn't seen in the manhwa just
nice.
adds a lot. This episode was directed and storyboarded by Yuya Horiuchi. He previously did a
What is this, bro? We recently just watched that video of the 100 Girlfriends, you know, drama news happening with the animation director. But the animation director is like, that was a girl, right? Her profile picture was actually her. The male animator's profile picture is just random fucking profile pictures, bro. Just burger with, what is this? This is not tempura. It's too big to be chips. I don't really know what this hell is. The burger looks actually really good here, though.
storyboarded by Yuya Horiuchi. He previously did episode 2,
Hype.
7, and only directed episode 10 of season 1.
Great
His
episodes.
boards definitely makes the background more involved in certain scenes, using faraway shots that's very present, and he does the same thing in other shows like Love Life. His MVs and Love Life Nijigasaki Gakuen really showed the usage of backgrounds and object to enhance the overall presentation, making it more charming for the
Okay.
characters. These type of
Backgrounds?
shots also have like objects in front of the camera, really nice, and the framing work on certain shots trapping the characters in
Ah, never even realized this. Framing the characters, make him look like you're watching through like a window, gives a different depth and immersion.
objects in front of the camera, really nice, and the framing work on certain shots
Framing work.
trapping the characters
Okay.
in a cube almost. It signifies
What?
I don't know what it signifies. Of course
What does it signify? Give me the pretentious symbolism. What is it supposed to mean? Why is the curtains blue? Oh, the curtains are blue to signify that the characters are sad and the melancholy in the nest. No, it's just fucking blue.
I don't know what it signifies. Of course, if the backgrounds are dog shit, it won't work. The art direction for the show has always been good, matching it with the vibe super well. I feel like most don't know what art direction means in anime.
I don't think I still know either.
It refers to a person in charge of the background to
Okay.
match the setting and colors, working together with the coloring department. It's not when the art style
Oh man, this special ending for Lemon was so good. But background and coloring, art director.
changes, you dumbass. Direction wise, it's good. The art to match the setting and colors, working together with the coloring department. It's not when the art style changes,
You dumbass.
Direction wise, it's good. The shadows that emanates in the scene really gets the tension or aura of Huang Dong-su.
Aura.
And using it for a more
What?
or aura of Huang Dong-su. And using it for a more Giga Chad look on Jinwoo, or this elf one making it more creepy. I mean, just listen to the sound he made.
Yeah, that's right. That sound effect was weird, bro. That shit was like it just caught me off guard. It was like a different pitch entirely.
One making it more creepy. I mean, just listen to the sound he made. Talking about Giga Chads, the infamous sharp ass chin.
Yeah. Someone made a comment on my video that like, yo, Sung Jin-woo was already dual wielding before he got this fucking, you know, OP powers because of his chin is so goddamn sharp. You know what? I don't think he's wrong. His nose too, like the jaw. Oh my god, like what the fuck is this? It's so chiseled.
Or Jinwoo constantly mewing. The drawing quality this episode overall was consistent, with a couple of very detailed drawings, and Jinwoo's fucking chin can just slice steel. That's always one of the complaints, that the drawings can look a bit.
Is there any other character with this pointy chin? This is more leveled, right? It's more beveled up. Is there Hwang Dong-soo? I don't know. Is there anyone else that's a pointy chin like him?
Detailed drawings, and Jinwoo's fucking chin can just slice steel. That's always one of the complaints, that the drawings can look a bit.
It's funny.
Nothing too bad though, but usually when Tomoko Sudo, the character designer, is present as chief animation director,
he's gonna make that shit pointy as fuck. He's probably like, listen, the chin needs to be sharp. It needs to be able to cut through steel, okay?
Usually the drawings is more on model and better, I guess, because she is the character designer without the very sharp chin. She was present for this episode, but from what I saw, she didn't do much.
Not that pointy here. Wonder what her philosophy is with the sharp pointy chin. Like, I don't know. Is there like a correlation? Like the more sharp the chin is, the more like Giga Chad they are?
Much. Maybe the part where Kim Chul's group got obliterated was her corrections with the thicker line art, maybe, and some more. Of course, she's not gonna supervise every cut in an episode, like what Riko Nagasawa did, that almost checked every cut in episode 27 of Frieren. The compositing by Daichi Iseki almost checked.
Frieren character designer Reiko Nagasawa apparently checked almost every cut for 27 episodes, sometimes turning out 15 cuts a day. She's part of the reason we were constantly treated to beautiful character art like this. Man, that's the thing, man. These individual talents sometimes is the reason why people just remember Frieren to be just goated, right? It's not really necessarily the studio, but like a specific talent that just fucking hard carries because they care so much.
Every cut in episode 27 of Frieren. The compositing by Daichi Iseki is still consistent, although back in season 1, I had some problems with the coloring and texture work being a bit too overbearing, making it a bit distracting
saturated
in the final product. The orange and blue are very apparent. The orange really emanates the afternoon sun, and
the afternoon sunset lighting, it's always so like ominous though, right? We always see this shit whenever like there's like sunset lighting like this happening. It's to like kind of tell us like it's about to get serious.
Apparent, the orange really emanates the afternoon sun, and the blue for the cave/gates. I was pretty tired when we were just going to caves that's always blue, blue. It was repetitive, but
and now it's
it was
red.
refreshing that we are in a different setting /
Oh yeah, like rather than being in an actual cave dungeon again, right? Like tunnels, we're like outward, like mountain, like frozen setting. It's pretty cool.
Scenery in the snow. It maybe sometimes can be a lack of value control, that the main color can be overpowering. The digital effects on the shadow garden, shadows is a
Eminence and shadow mentions
overpowering. The digital effects on the shadow garden, shadows is a really nice add, and the simplistic coloring, it's basically Kagenashi. Even when the shadows turn CG,
Kagenashi is shadowless, right?
They don't look jarring. Maybe the movement can be a bit robotic, but overall it blends really well with the 2D aspects that's present. Some like to say that Kentaro Iwaki should have been...
Oh, he actually put his profile picture here. I thought that it would be just like a random piece of food or like an obscure object for the profile picture.
The director of photography for Soul Leveling, since he was the compositing artist for SEO Ordinal Scale and beyond. That's why Alicization style was so different compared to the first two.
thanks to this guy. Compositing. It's that important, man. I didn't realize. Colors is that fucking important? Yeah, of course it is. That's him, bro. That's him.
Compared to the first 2 seasons, it was mainly him and some other factors, of
That's a cold fucking scene. Heathcliff, bro. Fucking that's cold look, man. I love this episode.
other factors, of course. I mean, he is one of the best compositing artists.
Yeah.
He even elevated the overall aesthetic for Assassination. And
Hype.
remember with the Bercouli versus...
Yeah, the Berkeley versus Mr. Miller. Your soul will be so sweet. That scene changed entirely, right? Like the art style, like everything got so much more bolder. The color changes.
aesthetic for Assassination. And remember with the Bercouli versus...
Great scene.
I forgot. Victor fight and that
Gabriel Miller.
Asuna scene where she was just fucking that one guy up. That was his decision of the art style change with the thicker outline and
Brilliant. I loved it. It really made it seem like this is the really, really important moment. We're gonna fucking dial it up to a 12 out of 10.
the effects are so good after post. Of course, these sequences was animated by Yoshihiro Kano, the action director for Soul Leveling now. But you know, you
What's more important? The overall animation? Like the movement? Or the coloring? Because what if you had godlike coloring compositing like this, but you had like mid-movement? I feel like to the average viewer, they might care for that more. I don't know. I don't know. Blue Lock? I mean, Blue Lock kind of got hard carried by the coloring, right? And the art was just good. It's just that the movement was fucking non-existent. Depends on the genre. Okay.
art style change with the thicker outline and the effects are so good after post. Of course, these sequences was animated by Yoshihiro Kano, the action director for Soul Leveling now.
Hype.
But you know, you can't get everything. Animation wise, there wasn't much to say. There's a couple of really nice looking cuts.
I love that boss bear scene.
Everything. Animation wise, there wasn't much to say.
AoE taunt,
There's a couple
boom.
of really nice looking cuts. Some of them was good to make the overall action move more, unlike some shit fantasy isekai stuff. Hori Nagano
What is this? Is this a new anime that's airing right now? What is this? Is this a brand new anime that we haven't checked out? What is this? Is it an old anime? I don't know.
Hori Nagano sequence was really good. As someone who does more character acting stuff that can feel very fluid and weight
I feel like I missed something there. Hold up.
more, unlike some shit fantasy.
Was this Newgate? This is Newgate? When did he go into this whole Shogun mode? What? Was this the I don't remember. All I remember from Newgate is the fact that our main waifu's face, her eyes and nose were placed somewhere else because the animation was literally falling off. That's what I remember of. This is, again, it's such a fucking mid-trash anime. It's so forgettable that I didn't even recognize this.
Isekai stuff. Hori Nagano sequence was really good. As someone who does more character acting stuff that can feel very fluid, was really good.
Hello, I'm sorry. The person in charge is someone else. Could you please delete it? One of the PAs, production assistants, said that this wasn't Nagano, it was someone else. Got it.
As someone who does more character acting stuff that can feel very fluid and weighty, this
Did you say wavy or weighty? I thought we were talking about the weight of Fern's ass cheeks there as she's sitting down on the chair.
as someone who does more character acting stuff that can feel very fluid and weighty.
Weighty.
The same goes to this scene. The overall drawing quality is nice, and you can feel Jinwoo getting sucked in by the red gate. I wish I could suck Sun Yunwoo.
What?
The effects too are
What?
really good with the purple and red. Kotomori
Yeah.
did Igris, or as the anime says it, Igrito, fighting the bear boss. Also,
True.
I love the bear boss looks like that. Like, oh my god, guys, kill the ice bears. Wait, it's an ice bear with a foe.
Yeah, immediately when the bear boss pulled up, because he had like extra hair, we were like, oh, it must be the boss.
It's the boss, guys. The boards are nice. Igris slowly revealing through the snow and simplifying his design. to
I love
just a
this, yeah.
blob, basically. Then reveal himself whilst on the air.
It was so cool, right? It was just like, what are we watching right now? Oh shit, is Igris literally like scaling the bear right now. Then we see him pop up in the air with this cape just fluttering all up when he sees long ass red hair and the sword.
This is probably my favorite this episode. Igris spinning downwards. This perspective and the camera looking up makes it hard to animate, but Mori just makes it look so easy. Overall, the episode was really good. I do think this wasn't the most prioritized episode. Yoshihiro Kano, Takafumi Tori, Horikatsu Maruyama.
Horikatsu Maruyama, huh? So this is the person responsible for, like, this scene, this clip of solo leveling that you see right now is probably the most used frames in any like AniTuber covering solo leveling. I see this shit over and over and over and over, and it was like the most replayed version too in the trailers too. So Horikatsu Maruyama is responsible for this, huh? Genius, genius.
Horikatsu Maruyama and some more was not present. I saw the leaked footage of episode 2.
Oh.
It will have more action.
Oh.
It will look good.
Hype.
Better than this episode.
Better than this episode. Shit, okay.
And it's not 8 minutes yet, so let's talk about.
That's right. We gotta pad the ad revenue, baby. I mean, you could have done like an outro, for, like play for like 30 seconds with like, you know, here's this playlist, here's this video, please subscribe. But now we actually got more shit to talk about.
The OP and ED for a bit. The OP was mainly by the solo leveling team,
Okay.
directed and storyboarded by Shunsuke Nagashige, the series director for solo leveling, and the compositing artist is Tepe Ito, the main compositing artist for Mappa
JJK.
right now, like the JJK and Chainsaw Man team.
Oh shit. Them top tier talent.
Visually, it wasn't better than OP1. I mean, the bar was pretty high. Granted, it was outsourced to a Korean studio, Studio Prudy. They have done a lot of like
Studio what? Puri?
Studio Prudy.
What the hell? Booty. This might be like a double B. Yeah, so booty. I think it's supposed to mean root. When I hear booty, like it sounds like the root of like a flower or like, you know, like a tree. So I think the literal translation of booty is like root. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what I remember from Korean vocabulary.
They have done a lot of like promotional stuff for games and such. Although the main reason why they didn't do this season's opening was some kind of controversy.
Popular solo leveling anime fan has faced heavy criticism after including a controversial studio in its production. Oh, Studio Booty. The studio responsible for animating the well-received solo leveling opening song was pulled from the anime credits following the backlash by Korean fans. As a Naver blog post notes, this only affected the domestic Korean distribution of the series. And the decision to do so was likely also motivated by the stock drop of solo leveling publishers. DNC Media, Studio Booty, has garnered a negative reputation among certain parts of Korea due to perceived anti-men gestures. I think this is like woke 4B movement happening in Korea. Anti-men gestures included in its works, and it's linked to the feminist group Megalia. Yeah, so in Korea right now, as if the birth rate dropping happening was so hard enough, like there is like this whole fucking cult movement of, you know, super radical hyper feminists that are basically saying all men are trash, you know, and there's like little subtle poses and signs. It's weird. It's weird. So I guess Studio Booty kind of like has some like agents of, you know, Megalia in there. It's like Hail Hydra. You know what I mean? Like if you've seen like the Avengers and like the Marvel shit, there's like the Hydra organization who's basically like the Nazis, but they're like so well like spread out that they're just planted in every part of like a group, and they're like secret agents and operatives in there, and they kind of like leak like little signs here. It's like gang signs. Anyways.
With anti-men gestures included in the OP. For like a millisecond, the Koreans didn't like that, and they also got
what was it?
the OP for like
was this the actual one? Was this scene, or is this like a random scene? I don't know. I don't know. I got no clue what exact sign that they're throwing.
The Koreans didn't like that, and they also got taken off the credits. So yeah, unfortunate. Nakashige was trying a bit too
It was actually one of the characters that was playing basketball? What the fuck?
OP for like a millisecond.
What could it be? What? That guy says jumping here. There's no way this is the guy's jumping. Is anyone doing something with their hands? Hold on, let me, like, just focus on these dudes, right? That guy's jumping, that guy's, what's going on? He's just throwing the ball. I have no fucking clue. The hands up like this? No way. Throwing the ball here? This movement? This is beyond me. I got no fucking clue.
For like a millisecond, the Koreans didn't like that, and they also got taken off the credits.
Pretty based in my opinion. This is like the equivalent of woke localizers from Crunchyroll trying to change, you know, the anime subtitles, and then basically Crunchyroll saying, like basically just whoever is in leadership is saying like, remove that shit, fire that motherfucker, focus on the content. Who cares about your woke agendas?
So yeah, unfortunate. Nakashige was trying a bit too much to replicate Prudy's art style from OP1, and some of the action parts was quite hard to read because the camera was moving a lot and the compositing was a bit distracting. Overall, it was still really good opening visually, and
I love the ending more though. The ending was so hype. Well, the visuals for opening is probably, but I don't know. The song though, the song for the ending I love more. Just because of the guitar riff that leads in with it. There's something about that initial part from TK was like, wow.
ED, it was still by the same person that was in charge of ED1, being Hiromi Oshiro. His style is very distinct with the CG aspect and imagery of Sung Jin-woo. Amazing.
It felt like there's some like biblical like themes happening in the ending.
Visually, opening is better, and music-wise, ending is better.
Yeah.
Episode 1 started very strong. According to Mal, yes, episode breakdown for Soul Leveling is back, although I'm not the biggest fan of doing this stuff.
Yeah, it's, I know, as self, you know, proclaimed, right? It's like lazy coverage, right? Rather, like, you want to be like a creator of art, you want to really focus on having like a great video, well scripted to talk about big things, but I don't know. It's just a game of YouTube, right? And you gotta farm what you can.
That's why I kind of changed it a bit of how the video is structured now for like my Dan and my Hero one. Since most of the video is just me going like, oh, this scene is animated by blah blah blah, and this scene is animated by blah blah blah. Look how
I still think that this type of coverage of the episode is fundamentally different from the other like AniTubers that covers like episodes. Because like there's a lot of channels obviously that does like episode coverage, and most of them just summarize the episode. You know what I mean? They just say like, wow, this part was cool, I like this part. Some of them will try to theory craft, but it's just like a it's almost like a quick recap summary of this and be like, wow, I thought this was the coolest part. What do you guys think, right? At least even before this is like adding this whole different like knowledge of production value and tying in like, these are the key talents that made this. These are the specific mechanics responsible for why the scene looks good. So that already like stands out in itself.
how great the board is, the foreshortening. Doing that for like 90 minutes of the video is not enjoyable for me, and maybe for you guys too. Anyways, if you guys like this video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a like. Comment down below what are your thoughts on episode 1. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys.
There it is. Please go check out Sinchi's channel. He's in the chat right now. Why don't you do a shout out to your Twitch? You didn't play your Twitch this time. I don't know if you actually stream like that, but there it is. Here's a link. Go give it a like. Go check out his channel if you haven't subbed. I'll see you next time.